Hello everybody, I'm John Evans, and you're watching another episode of Mid-Mod Money, the show that teaches you how to buy and sell vintage items for a profit. Thanks for watching. As most of you know, today is the day we give away the beautiful covered dish, the Space Needle looking speckle paint Sylvia 1969. Where is that? Look at that. Look at a true relic of the 60s. Someone made this, and it survived. No chips, no cracks. One person will win this today at the end of this video through the miracle of the Mid-Mod Money Prize Wheel. 68 subscribers commented, and you have a 1 in 68 chance. So we're going to do that after this thrift store haul, which I'm telling you, you're not going to want to skip forward because of the things that I'm about to show you, and I will just start out with this incredible set of what? Coasters. And it'll also hold your toothpicks. Now this was $2. Scared some people away at that price tag. Doesn't scare me away because look at that face, huh? That's a face only a mother could love. But this is made in Hong Kong. I would say you can't really see it because it's embossed in the plastic, but it says Hong Kong. So I'm going to say 70s, maybe early 80s, but really weird, really unusual coaster set with toothpicks. Man, I mean, I'm tempted to say this is worth more than $20, but it's worth right at 18 to 20 bucks, I think. Pretty weird though. I wonder if you eBayed this instead of put it in the booth. I wonder what that would go for. I might try that. Next thing I found at the Goodwill store in Oakland, Maryland, $2. Incredible lucite Raggady Ann. It's either Raggedy Ann or the Heat Miser. I'm not sure which, but you find these lucite things, mushrooms, owls, flowers. They have a pretty good market. People love this like weird 70s lucite. This doesn't have any chips. It's just a wall hanging. If I had the Raggedy Andy to go with this, I'm sure there is one. But $2. This is probably worth 18. Yeah, right in there, 18 to 20 bucks. I thought they'd be worth more because I've never seen one in all my years, but 15 to 18 eBay plus shipping. So I'm saying probably about $15, $18. Next thing I found, and I don't know if this was a holdover from our Indiana haul, but this was a Goodwill $2.99. These cats, I don't know, a very early episode of this program, I found like maybe 3 of these on Facebook Marketplace, cheap. But this one's pretty cheap, $3. Usually these Siamese cats, made in the Philippines, hand carved it says, but most of them were made in the Philippines, and they had 2 or 3 different sizes of cats. You'd get all 3 or whatever. This is probably worth $22, a little bit more than 20 bucks. Not an incredible find, but definitely vintage. And it's got that look, that Siamese cat look that is notorious for mid-century stuff. All right, next thing I found. Speaking of beautiful, were we? Found this ashtray. It says on the bottom, California style. I don't know if this is California pottery, but this glaze is psychedelic, man. This amorphic design is really what you want to see. And actually, key to these are no chips on the top. It has a tiny, on the stand here, maybe just a little nick, but that's where it sits. No one's ever really gonna beef too much on that. So it's about 3. I paid 3 for this. This is probably $24, $25. You might even get 30 for an ashtray like this, but I think 25 is probably right in the middle, and that's what I'm going to sell it for. Next thing I found. Now this is a find, a true find. This is a either a needlepoint. I can't. It's got some embroidery. It's a needlepoint with embroidery, or a cross stitch with some embroidery. This one was confusing because, as you can see, it's like a lady doing a cross stitch with a cross stitch on her wall. Look at that. That is meta. It is a cross stitch of a woman cross stitching with a cross stitch on her wall with the Stitcher's Prayer. This was $6. I love this stuff because it's handmade. It took lots of time to do it, and usually they are old. I prefer it with like a name, you know, and maybe a year, but this one does not have that. But yeah, my research guy, who's the best, she took a picture of this in Google Lens. It came up to an Etsy listing. She even taught me. She goes, you can click on that and that'll take you to the Etsy listing, and even if it's gone, you can find out how much it sold for. And one of these sold for $84 on Etsy. $84. So I'm confident throwing this in a booth at $75. I always sell cross stitch needlepoint stuff. This one is nice. And what you want to look for on these is make sure there's no stains, because over time, if people don't store these properly, they will get stained, water damaged, etc. But this one is beautiful. I'm gonna ask 75 off of $6. Next thing I found. Whew, we are going through it. Sewing box. Yes, sewing box seat. This was at my local Goodwill. $6 American. For some reason, the top is plastic. Has been plasticized, but the chain's still there. The legs are decent. I mean, they're in good shape. You'd want to see like mid-century modern legs, maybe with some accents, but this is kind of more of a colonial type of deal, but still very, very cool, very collectible. This would sell in my booth for about $35. $35. Sewing boxes, believe it or not, the better the look, the more they'll sell. All right, so we're down to our final item, and I couldn't believe it when I found this at the Goodwill in LaVale, Maryland. Holy smokes. It's been a while. That is a hanging lamp. Boho, they call this. The wicker, the rattan. Boho. And this one really is. The wiring needs completely redone because this tells you how, like, you can see how old the cord is. And the plastic around the cord is flaking. So I'm going to say 70s, early 70s maybe even on this. This is the real deal. My research guy is also my lamp guy, just so happens. And she lives in this house. And she can put a brand new kit of one of these, $15. And we got a brand new lamp. And that's what we're going to do. So when this is all completed, $125 in my booth. These are harder and harder to find, but these boho hanging lamps, oh man, people want them. Let's look at what I spent. I spent $29 on everything, $29. And when it's all said and done, through my booths in the antique malls in Pittsburgh and a new booth at Queen City Flea Market, indoor flea market in Cumberland, Maryland, I am going to make $312 off of $29. And you can do it too. $312 off $29. Keep watching my program. Keep winning. If you're in this contest and you've entered this and haven't won, keep playing, because eventually you will win. I don't know who's going to win today, but we're going to find out who wins the vintage giveaway right now. Husky of the Valley. You won. Can you believe it? You're the winner of the beautiful 1969 ceramic made by Sylvia. And as we say here on Mid-Mod Money, great job, Sylvia. Your memory will live on. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to hit that like button and always round up.